Hey everybody, Cassie Soto here inside of the Las Vegas Review-Journal studio. We are about 70 days out from the 2020 NFL Draft, and mock drafts are officially out. Here to help me break down what the experts are predicting is Raiders beat writer for the Las Vegas Review-Journal, Myles Simmons. Myles, thanks for stopping by as always.
Of course, Cassie. Glad to be here.
All right, Myles. Well, every year we know that football analysts put out multiple mock drafts, and the 1.0 versions are out. So why don't we start with Mel Kiper and who he predicts the Raiders are going to pick up at 12 and 19.
Yeah, so at first, Mel Kiper is going for a wide receiver, and I don't think that's much of any surprise to anybody who knows what the Raiders probably are going to need in order to improve this football team. So what Mel Kiper goes with is C.D. Lamb. He's a wide receiver out of Oklahoma. He's somebody who's actually pretty young. He's not going to turn 21 until April, so that is right before the draft. But if you look at what he's been able to do, he's really, really productive. He's one of those guys that can stretch the field for you. He's also got prototypical size for that number one wide receiver. He's 6'2", 195 pounds. And if you look at what he did to become all Big 12, first team all Big 12, and a consensus All-American there in 2019, 62 receptions, 1,300 yards over that, and he had 14 touchdowns. So he's somebody that is clearly very, very productive. But then if you look at 19, Mel Kiper sticks with Oklahoma. Apparently he thinks the Raiders really like that Oklahoma Sooners team. And so he goes with Kenneth Murray, who is a linebacker out of Oklahoma. He is somebody that can apparently go sideline to sideline. Really your prototypical number one kind of middle linebacker, somebody who can call the signals for the defense. He can go sideline to sideline, which is what you need from that linebacker position, especially with all the spread offense that's been coming into the NFL now, and he's a thumper. So he's somebody that I think can really help transform that Raiders defense, and that's something that they definitely have to do in improving the linebacker position.
Right. All right. Well, how about Todd McShay, another go-to analyst really for these mock drafts?
Yeah, so he also kind of sticks with one offense, one defense. And so he picks the other top wide receiver in this draft, and that's Jerry Jeudy out of Alabama. He is another guy who is extremely productive, also pretty young. Again, not going to turn 21 until April, right before the draft there. So what you see out of him, somebody that won the Biletnikoff Award as the top wide receiver in the nation in 2018 as a sophomore. Then production went down just a smidge as a junior. I think some of that might have to do with the fact that Tua got hurt toward the end of the season, but he's a big game player, had over 200 yards in the Citrus Bowl victory over Michigan. So somebody that's, again, highly productive, a big game player, somebody that has the SEC experience. You think that's definitely going to translate to the NFL. And then for his second pick, you have McShay going with C.J. Henderson, who's a cornerback out of Florida. And he's another guy who's pretty productive. Again, SEC production, you know, he's going up against guys like Jerry Jeudy, so he's got that good experience there. He was hurt for a couple of games in this last season, but still overall he had a really good college career out of his 3 years there. Finished with 6 interceptions overall. So I think he's somebody that the Raiders could pair opposite Trayvon Mullen and then get 2 solid corners, and you need that, especially in a division with somebody like Patrick Mahomes.
Right. Well, Myles, these of course are all predictions, but I think it's safe to ask, do we even think that the Raiders will pick at 12 and 19, or do we think that they'll try to move up a bit and give those spots away?
Yeah, they certainly could move up a bit, Cassie. I mean, especially I think when you think about the fact that they could fall in love with a quarterback, right? If there's one of those guys that they really decide that they love, and they know that they're going to have to get into the top 10, having 12 and 19 as ammunition is pretty good in order to try to do that. So I don't think that there's any guarantee that they pick at 12 and 19, but they have those assets. So, hey, they could get 2 really good players. They could move up and get 1 really good player. That's what you want, and that's what you have then with 2 first-round picks. It's a good thing to have.
All right, Myles. Well, thank you. As always, we'll be sure to have you back in once those 2.0s are out.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, that will do it for us. For more Raiders coverage, download the Las Vegas Review-Journal app because you've still got a few more days to enjoy free and unlimited content. For Myles Simmons, I'm Cassie Soto. Thanks for watching.